Hello, and welcome to BriefCam Bootcamp. I'm Lizzie Goldmeyer, and today we'll be walking through how airports and transportation hubs can leverage BriefCam's video content analytics platform and research module to derive operational intelligence and optimize traffic flows at airports. We'll start in the airport checkpoint dashboard. This dashboard breaks down the number of visitors per hour and per checkpoint to understand traffic to each checkpoint, determine which checkpoint operates most effectively, and uncover the reasons behind these trends. This dashboard is a visualization of this video of an airport checkpoint. The dashboard compares the two checkpoints and shows the aggregate number of visitors, the number of visitors in each checkpoint, as well as the number of visitors in the organizing area, and the average visit duration. We can see that there are many more visitors at the left checkpoint as compared to the right. We can also see the average visit duration of each person in the scene to understand how much time they spent in the camera view and get a sense of how much time it takes on average to pass through these checkpoint areas. In this graph, we can see the traffic analysis of the number of visitors over time to understand traffic peaks. Below it is a graph comparing the traffic between the three areas over time. Again, we can see that the highest number of people are in the organizing area, which filters from both checkpoints. We can conclude that the high concentration of traffic in the organizing area is due to people from both checkpoints regrouping in that single space. We can also see that the number of visitors across all three sites are more or less correlated, except at around 4:20 p.m. when there's a dip in the left checkpoint traffic. This might be something worth investigating further. The number of visitors by area and class graphic breaks down the number of visitors per demographic classification and area. Most visitors, as we can see, are male across all the different areas. Finally, this last graph also corroborates what we already know, that the most traffic was in the organizing area, where people also spent the longest amount of time. The goal of this dashboard is to help surveillance and operations managers analyze and understand traffic patterns at different checkpoints. In so doing, they can understand whether one checkpoint is more effective or efficient than the other, and perhaps determine the reasons for this. Understanding the full picture of the traffic in this area, an airport, bus station, or train terminal, could evaluate and understand whether the space is being used as intended, or as productively as possible. This particular dashboard is available out of the box, but dashboards in the BriefCam research module can also be customized for airports and transit hubs to uncover the particular intelligence they need. Next, we'll look at the airport terminal dashboard, which is a visualization of the video data in the airport terminal. Now let's take a deeper look at the dashboard. The dashboard presents a number of useful analytics, such as a comparison of the people entering or exiting per hour, the number of visitors per hour, how long people tend to stay in the terminal and the video view. In short, general analytics that are helpful for an airport to understand traffic patterns in the terminal hall. This graph shows the number of visitors over a span of time, so we can understand when there are peaks in visitor traffic. In this graph, we can compare the number of visitors entering versus exiting. More people tend to exit than enter. We can also evaluate analytics about the sitting area to make sure there's not crowding. We can also evaluate that in this next graph, which compares traffic in different areas within the terminal. We can zoom into this dashboard and evaluate the number of visitors per entrance area. And we can understand that most visitors arrive through the south entrance. We can then look at this next graph to understand the average duration of visitors based on entrance. Airport terminal analytics help managers understand exit and entrance statistics, where people came from, what time of day they tend to come. This can help when it comes to making staffing decisions to make sure there are enough people manning check-in terminals or security checkpoints, and so on. It's also helpful for optimizing the number of open entrances and exits for security and efficiency. In other words, airports can make sure they have enough manpower to operate within the terminal and minimize the amount of open entrances and exit ways based on expected traffic. Another important metric for airports is occupancy. So we'll take a look at the occupancy dashboard. This is the dashboard that measures building occupancy, which can be applied to any building. It's especially useful for transit terminals and airports, which are heavily trafficked. This is a helpful dashboard for understanding occupancy trends, to prepare for expected and unexpected crowding and make intelligent decisions to prevent overcrowding and traffic bottlenecks in terminals. You can track how many people entered compared to how many people exited within the building. Below, you can see the aggregate accumulated number of people. In the morning, there are fewer visitors, but there are more visitors as the day goes on. Around 5 p.m., the number of visitors decreases again. We can compare this data to this graph where we see that around 3 p.m., a lot more people are exiting than entering. This dashboard can also be used to understand how many people are currently in a building. You can also set an occupancy threshold and understand how close you are to full occupancy. You can see this throughout the day in the graph below. For a good part of the day, the occupancy threshold has been exceeded. This dashboard provides another way to track occupancy in buildings and terminals. It can also be displayed as a percentage to understand occupancy rates throughout the day and understand when optimal occupancy is exceeded. Another way traffic analysis data can be used in an airport terminal is to optimize retail efforts. We'll navigate over to the Consumer Traffic and Sales dashboard to analyze retail activity and traffic. In this dashboard, we see data about traffic around the entrance to the duty-free shop. We can see the big picture of whether people entered, stood outside, or whether they passed by without stopping. We can also correlate this data with the point of sale information from the store and its hourly transactions. In this first graph, we see that between 12 and 1, there was a jump in shoppers and people entering the store, but not in transactions. This is an interesting trend that our marketing and merchandising teams might want to explore. This is also demonstrated in the lower graph. Even though the number of shoppers increased, the total sales did not. It's important for the retailer to uncover this discrepancy so they can explore why this is happening. Sometimes, even when there are correlated numbers of shoppers and transactions, it's helpful to know when people tend to buy more expensive items, and then perhaps correlate it with flight information to optimize sales. For instance, the duty-free shop might uncover a correlation between certain flights and higher spending, and would then need to make strategic marketing, merchandising, and advertising decisions to attract those buyers based on this business intelligence. This can also inform display design, staffing decisions, and more, simply by leveraging existing video surveillance for actionable intelligence. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found this overview helpful. If you'd like to learn more about how airports and transport organizations can leverage BriefCam, feel free to reach out to us at BriefCamBootcamp@briefcam.com or by visiting www.briefcam.com.